He that's slow to anger is better than the mighty. And he that rules his soul is greater than he that takes an entire city. The Buddhists, the Muslims. Do you know how many hours some captive terrorist Muslim guy in prison is sitting there going with little prayer beads, trying to get over it, trying to get out of it, trying to get above it? Can't be done. So to the flesh, you just reap corruption. Trying to overcome his soul. I told you. Jesus took it all. He said it's finished. Our job is just simply to receive what he's got for us now. Many don't want to because they've never been trained that they could. Many don't want it because whoever's been leading them doesn't feed them. You can't have that. You're just this little sinner person. You can't have that. You're a sheep. Well, you're a good sheep, but you're a sheep. But you're a son. Cannot be denied. Set your affection on things above, not on things of the earth. My love comes from him. To give to you, to give back to him. What is that love? Same love he gave me. Behold, what manner of love. Call you son. If I would minister to you or talk to you or be nice to you or be strong towards you in any way other than to look at you as a son, I would be in sin. I would. Because he spent the time training me not to see it any other way. And the way he's trained me and what he's trained me, I can give to others who are faithful to take it and multiply it. This is life we multiply. Not religion, not theology, not philosophy, life that gets multiplied. Temperance, self-control. These things you receive from the Lord. You put them to work in your life. Is it your life? No, it's his life. But see, here, we're in relationship with him in a oneness that we can't divide. You don't know where you stop and he starts, or you start and he stops. You have to just accept, I am a son, he is one with me. Then he'll reveal it to you. First faith, then you'll see it. First faith. If you don't have faith first, you get nothing but deception. Wherefore, if you be dead with Christ from the rudiments of the world, why, as though living in the world, are you subject to its foolish commands? Taste not, touch not, handle not. All of these things are perish with the using after the commandments and teachings of men. Well, you're just giving people a license to sin. I don't have to give them a license. They'll sin anyway. But for you, sons, this is a word here. You got things in you that would be nothing wrong to the Lord, but you condemn them yourself out of religious indoctrination. Now, when you first get started, when I first got started, whoop! I didn't even get back into the world. I didn't even have a relationship with family for 7 years. Because I didn't want anything to do with this life. And I'm glad for that. They weren't glad because they wanted Michael. But Michael was dead. What is Michael going to do? Go back there and be Michael? No, Michael was dead. You have been crucified to the world. And the world crucified to you. Now, you can't help it. If your mom and dad or your kid or whatever look at you and they just know you after the soul, they know you after the flesh, you got a long history, there's nothing you can do about it except to keep ministering to them sonship. Keep ministering to them who they are as sons of God. Because they're always going to see you after the flesh. But remember looking in the mirror. Remember that. That's all they are. That's all that you are in the flesh. That's why he said, hey, we don't know anyone after the flesh. No fruit in it. You know? We can have fellowship. We can share. We can have a good time together. But you can't do anything outside of faith. Because sin jerks you down into that self-centered, old, dead life. So they sang a new song, saying, Thou art worthy to take the book, to open the seals. Thou wast slain and hast redeemed us to God by thy blood out of every kindred, tongue, people, and nation. King. And made us unto God, kings and priests, and we shall reign upon the earth. Out of. The more you sow that flesh, indoctrination of your heredity on the earth, the more you sow it to yourself, the more you're going to reap corruption of it, and it is worthless. God can't use it. Not for you. You're free. But if you sow it, and you keep reaping it, and you keep seeing your identity there, what can I say? No self-control. What can I say? You have need. Need means lack. Self-control over your identity. Business person. Christ in you is the greatest business person who could ever live in you. He's smarter than all the book learning. He's smarter than all. He knows how to make money, believe me. Take a hook and go down to that ocean now, that creek, and go down there, and the first fish that bites that hook, didn't he say put bait on it? Pull him out and there's some money in his mouth. Wait a minute, is that too much for you? You don't think you could do that too? Well, I don't know how to do it. That's the flesh talking. See, there's nothing to the Holy Spirit. Nothing to these angels that brought you in here this morning. Nothing to bring $1 million, put it into your bank account. Except for one very important thing. He can't trust you with it. Because you self-controls. Look at all the things you would think about if you had $1 million, what you would do with that money. Self-centered stuff. Maybe some of it go, oh, we're going to give to charity. What a laugh. How much are you giving now? Ooh. Andy and I are going to go down to visit our orphanage. And when we first got that orphanage started up, I don't know, 7, 8 years ago, we had, everybody was on fire, you know, and oh yeah, I want to support an orphan. Oh yeah. $100 a month. Now, what $100 a month is what, $3 a day? Means nothing. If you're out here running around anywhere, you spent more than $3 a day just on something out there that you stuck in your belly. Then out of all those people, there's only 5 of them left. They're still giving to that orphanage. You think God can give them a bunch of money? That they won't just consume it upon their lusts? No self-control. I went into the Bible and I looked about the orphans, the fatherless, he calls them, and the widows. And I am telling you, all the way from Genesis, all the way to the New Testament, absolute blessing for everyone that was involved in helping them and helping them and helping them. And the other was absolute judgment against every one of them that wasn't. Judgment against those that weren't, because this is something that's in God's heart, the fatherless, the widows. You'll have an opportunity here later this month to get involved, and if you want to go down to Burma and see this more orphanage, it will totally melt your heart. Most of you drink more coffee in a month than they have to live off of. But we give as much as we can, and we're going to keep giving more because we keep sowing seed for it, more and more and more. You will reign as kings and priests where? Well, forever in eternity, but where does it start? It's right here and right now. It's here. It's right here on the earth, right here and right now. You want God's love? You want to feel God's love? You want to experience God's love? Guess what? God's love and love itself has a foundation. It's kind of like there's something involved with love. It's love and it's this. It's love and it's this. And you know what that is? Called trust. Any marriage that ever got broken up is because love died, because trust was broken. Something about love and trust that are connected. Does God trust you? Wait a minute. Do you trust God? Do you really trust God? Well, the fruit of self-control and the fear of the Lord will make you absolutely trust God. Whether you're right, wrong, whether you did this good or you did this bad, you still never let go of the trust of the Lord. And the love will always be there. And the day will come, and I tell you this, and if you're watching, you know who I'm talking about. I'm in prayer, a couple hours in prayer. All of a sudden, the Father speaks to me. He says, Michael. And I go, yeah. You know, Michael, I trust you. Man, I wept and wept and wept and wept as he revealed to me decades of time in which trial after trial after trial after, and I would never let go of my trust for him. It was so amazing. Until that day, absolutely confident that he trusts me. He trusts me with the thousands of dollars that we have to spend around the world. He trusts me with giving sonship out to people. He trusts me with kingship, to be a king, to exercise righteous ruling, justice, his way. His way. At the same time, that same week, a dear sister, friend of mine, known her for a long time, she was the only household member that supplied money to the house. Working in some cleaning houses, taking care of old people. She was the breadwinner of the house, raising kids. Husband was just messed up, really messed up. He'd bring in some money from time to time, but it was messed up. And she says, Michael, I got to tell you. I said, tell me. God spoke to me last night. He said, I trust you. Her and me. God trusts us. Trusts us. This is the love that God has given to you. He wants his trust in you. If you're going through a trial about, is God going to do it? How's he going to do it? What way? This way? That way? Just hold on to your faith and let that trust grow. You may not be perfect at it, but you're going to be. And that day will come, even as it was spoken by the Lord, well done, my good and faithful servant. In a sense, we serve our Father's will. We live at his pleasure. But we're not servants. But that's what he was talking about. Faithful servant, enter into the joy of your Lord. You are his sons, and his preciousness is in you. And all of this fruit, all of these things we spoke about today, all of the fact, who you are, what you are, and what you can do it. Be faithful to do what he's giving you to do. Don't try to hold on to everything that's taught. Don't try to hold on to everything. Just say, what do you want me to do, Lord? Prove me. Try me. Buy of me, says the Lord, gold tried in the fire. And he'll find you faithful, trustful. So that $1 million can come your way, and he absolutely trusts that you'll do exactly what is right to do. So that money won't own you. And the things you buy with that money won't possess you. But you'll use them, and you'll have them.